Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly forecast for January 11th through the 17th. I want to say real quick, Gemini, I'm so sorry. I posted a video saying I was back, that I'm posting readings again, and then I disappeared for a few weeks. I was super sick. I'm better now. I'm here. I'm ready to focus on Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising and see what's going on with you lovely people in the week ahead. If you happen to fall upon this video outside of the date specified, don't you worry, my dear. You were brought here for whatever messages are meant for you at this time, okay? You'll find it when you're meant to find it. So we're going to go ahead and pull some cards and see what messages are coming up for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, now this is really interesting, Gemini, because I haven't even pulled cards over yet, but immediately I'm seeing the Moon card in my mind, in my mind's eye. So I feel for a lot of you, you have a desire to uncover something, like you're trying to uncover the truth about the situation, or some of you might be doing some really intense healing work or shadow work. I feel like a lot of you are getting ready to hold somebody's feet to the fire. Like, you promised me something, or you said this or you said that, now you have to prove yourself. I just feel like a lot of you are getting to a situation where you're making somebody prove their honesty and their loyalty. Not sure why, but that's just the feeling and the vibe that I'm getting. But we're going to go ahead and look at the cards and see what's coming up here. So the first card here, the Foundation, makes sense, right? This is going to be feeling disappointed, feeling something didn't go the way that you had hoped. So Gemini, a lot of you might be feeling very disappointed in a person or situation. You might have been thinking about walking away from it, and you're being convinced to stay. It could be a work situation, relationship, roommate situation, family situation. It could be happening in any area of your life, but you might be feeling disappointed or let down. Okay, disappointed and let down in this person, in this situation, and they're kind of making you feel like don't go, stay. But it's hard for you. It's like when someone lets you down, it's not that easy to just be like, okay, all right, no problem, no worries, right? So I just, like I said, I was getting a really strong feeling that you guys are making somebody prove themselves. So I feel like you're disappointed in the way that things had gone. And I feel like some of you are being asked to make a decision, but you're not in a hurry to make that decision. And you're turning it back around. Like, wait a minute, before I make a decision, you need to, step up here. You need to show me what's different. You need to show me what's changed. Obviously, if you're in a work situation, you might not be able to speak with your boss so directly, right? But, just kind of making it clear that, well, if I were to stay, what changes are being made? Like, how do we know this isn't going to happen again? How, what's being adjusted, right? Also, Five of Cups could indicate somebody here sometimes self-medicating. This is kind of the self-medication card. And God knows, with everything going on lately, a lot of people are going to those vices. And so for some of you, with that Moon card I was seeing in my head, that shadow work, that healing, some of you might be doing some healing to break away from habits of self-medicating. Your next card here, my dears, is the Five of Wands. And Five of Wands can be an internal struggle. Okay, it could be struggling within yourself, and it can be struggling with other people, disagreements, arguments, conflicts. Gemini, I feel some of you have found yourself in a situation where in the beginning there was like a playful competitive energy, like competitiveness, or like I'm going to beat you, or I'm going to do better, but it's become toxic. The competitive energy has become toxic, okay? Those of you that watch my readings, you would have heard me talk about Five of Wands, how like this can be a really positive thing because it means that you're in the running and that you're being seen as a contender in a business situation or industry or workplace. And that's one of the ways that I tend to read the Five of Wands when it comes up, because that's what I've seen over time. But also intuitively, I read the energy of the reading and I read the energy the card is giving me in that moment. And in this moment, the energy this card is giving me for you, Gemini, is that the competition is kind of going too far. Okay, I feel some of you maybe even have had people say things to you that are really, really out of line. Okay, and these are things that you might be preparing to take up with a supervisor, or in a relationship, you might be preparing to sit down with a person and say, look, like there needs to be a level of respect here. Like, it was fun and games in the beginning, but like this isn't cool. This isn't okay. And Gemini, maybe you had tried in the past to establish this earlier, but you know what, sometimes things happen, like you talk to somebody like, hey, it really bugs me when you do this and this and this, could you please not do it? And then they shape up for a while, and then they're on their best behavior for a while, and then little by little they slip back into the old habits. Well, the reason why they slip back into the old habits is 9 times out of 10 it's because we kind of let it slide. We don't want to make a big deal, we don't say anything, and before we know it, we're back where we started from. Gemini, you don't have patience for that this time. This is not the 9 out of 10 times. This is the time that you're like, no, like I mean it. Like, I'm holding you to this, right? So, and there could be some arguing that comes up as a result of this, but I feel that this is something that you can't ignore anymore, right? Like, it's been robbing you of your peace. And so even though you're not like, I don't feel an energy from you to be like a confrontational or aggressive person. Geminis aren't known for being that way anyway, right? Even though you're not like that, this is a situation where you're like, I have to say something. I have to say something, and I have to, I have to lay down some ground rules with this person in this situation. I just feel like you feel really disrespected, and I'm sorry you feel that way, Gemini. I really am. But I just feel like you're ready to bring about positive change in the situation, to address it. And look at this. Here you've got the Star, and this is very promising. This is very positive. Okay, this is a major arcana card. So those of you that watch my readings, you've heard me talk about the major arcana. When the major arcana come up, we're at a significant crossroads. The situation that you're dealing with, you were meant to experience it. It's directly connected with something that you came here to learn, to accomplish, to conquer, to succeed at. So anytime we're at these kind of crossroads situations, these defining moments, our angels and guides are around us. They're helping us. They're giving us courage. They're giving us encouragement. And they're here to help us through those changes. Now, the Star has a very positive message. It indicates that the worst of it is behind you. The worst of it is over. You can expect for things to get better now. You've found your way through the darkness. You've become the shining light, right? It did not dim you. It did not hold you back. It made you brighter. It made you rise up. So there's definitely an element of healing here, positivity, long-term plans, change. I feel, Gemini, some of you have had a very unfair situation in a work situation where you've consistently been passed up for promotions or raises, and they've gone to other people. And again, I don't feel like you're being belligerent or confrontational or mean, but I do feel like you're going in there like, like what is it that I'm missing, right? Like I've been here X amount of years. I'm on time, I do work, I did a really good job with this situation and that situation and this and this and that. And like, what is it? Like, what is it that you need from me? Like, please help me understand. why I've been passed up time and time again. I've expressed my interest to expand. I've expressed my interest to move up. I want to understand, is there something I'm missing? Is there something more that's required of me? So, holding somebody's feet to the fire in that way, in that sense. And this is an expression. I don't mean literally. Do not literally do that. But figuratively, as an expression, you are you're kind of calling them out to just basically say, like, let's talk about this. How can we make this happen? And so I do feel a lot of you. I don't want to say you're oops. I'm not saying that you're like demanding a promotion, but you're very politely, very respectfully not taking no for an answer, I guess I want to say. It's like you're going in there and you're talking about it and you're negotiating it for some of you. Like, what do I have to do to get moved up? What do I have to do to get the raise? What do you need? Other people are getting it. I know the opportunities are there, right? So I kind of feel like you're standing up for yourself in that way. And you're moving up or advancing in some way for some of you. Your next card here is the Three of Swords. So there could be a sense of sadness, a sense of like feeling a little bit betrayed. I think the Three of Swords may also have come up for Taurus, if I'm not mistaken. So some of you could be dealing with a Taurus because they had the same card, not necessarily, but it could be a possibility for some of you. The Three of Swords here can indicate feeling betrayed, feeling lied to, feeling hurt, feeling a sense of disappointment. And so I feel that for a lot of you, you might even be addressing the situation because it's like you can't bury it under the rug anymore. You can't ignore it anymore. You've been hurt too much. Excuse me. And one of the things I always say about the Three of Swords, I know it could be a scary card, but one of the things I've noticed is with the Three of Swords, the pain can be very, very intense in the moment, but before you know it, it passes and you feel much better. And the best way I can describe it, I always give this example. When I was a preschool teacher and I taught little babies, they'd be running around the playground, one would fall and hurt their knee, and they'd be screaming and crying like it was the end of the world. It was real genuine. Like they were genuinely hurt. It wasn't for attention. It wasn't because they were being dramatic. They were hurting, they were crying. But what happens? You give them a Band-Aid or an ice pack, you give them a hug, and 2 seconds later they're running off again, right? Like they're playing superheroes again. They're pretending they're a T-Rex again, like nothing ever even happened. So even though in the moment it feels very intense, it's not going to be a long-lasting regret. It's not going to be a long-lasting disappointment. There's going to be a very quick bounce back where you're doing really well. And for some of you, a big part of the bounce back is that you establish the boundaries and you're getting the respect, or you're getting what is owed to you, or what is fair for you to receive, right? For some of you, right, because it's different for everybody, some of you are realizing that you're dealing with a really low vibrational person or situation. And you're realizing, you know what, I'm not the problem here. This person or this situation, they may have a bit of a moral defect here. And I got to walk away. I got to walk away. And some of you are feeling sad about that. Like it's hurting you to see that this person is in this way, right? Like they're in this level. So for some of you, the Three of Swords is like your eyes are being opened to see the truth of a person, the truth of a situation, that, they just might not be any good, at least right now, based on their choices and decisions that they're making. Your next card here, my dears, is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands here is, defending your ground, standing your ground. So I kind of feel the Seven of Wands is coming in for you as a bit of advice, Okay, because a lot of you are confronting a person or situation. You are laying down ground rules. You're making it clear what you want, what your expectations are. And with the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be a big fight, a big disagreement, a big argument. And the Seven of Wands for me comes in with this advice, letting us know that there's going to be a situation where we're going to have to stand up for ourselves. And that person or people that we're dealing with are going to try to get us to lose our cool, or to, pull us into disagreements or arguments or fighting or bickering, because it's a delay tactic. It's a stall tactic. It's a way to get us to, feel kind of shaken up and forget what we were saying in the first place. And so the Seven of Wands says, don't let yourself get pulled into disagreements. Don't let, this person might try to turn it into something dramatic or arguing, or he said or she said, or, oh, but you always do this and you say this and it's not fair. And oh my gosh, I've done this for you. I've done that for you. Just be like, be calm. Be calm. Ask your angels and guides to help you, to guide you with your words, and to know that you don't have to go into the fight, right? You don't have to go into the fight. You can just stay calm. Right? You don't have to if that person's trying to make the situation overly emotional, you don't have to get pulled into that. You can be the calm person, and you can be the person to just say, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want us to be able to talk, right? And to come up with something that's going to be beneficial and helpful, for everybody, right? Like I'm just here trying to find peaceful resolution. And so don't let yourself get caught up in the argument, because then the whole cause gets lost, right? And the change doesn't happen. So don't fall for the argument, my dear Gemini. I thank you all for watching. I encourage you to watch your moon, sun, and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate with you more than others. They might bring a little extra information, more specific to your specific personal energies. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, also link in the description, if you would like a private reading with me. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful week and a happy new year. Bye, my dears.